We are remote.
We are remote. There is
out there.
No cell service here.
Nothing.
And we got here. Somebody's parked in our spot. But there's like 28 spots and only like 3 people here. So it's super quiet. We're in the middle of the Everglades. I think we're like 50 miles from the closest gas station or 40 miles from the closest gas station. Then we get here and I'm filling up our water because we don't travel like with a full tank of water. It said you can fill it up when you get here. And I heard a generator running. And I said to Rachel, didn't we see online it said this place has electric? She's like, yeah. I'm like, someone's running a generator.
We got a little worried. There was a power outage.
Yeah.
But thank you, Lord, the power is back on because we need it to do a live stream.
Yeah, because there's no cell service at all, but we brought our Starlink with us. And so we need power for the Starlink. And I said to Rachel, I guess we can always run back home because we're only 65 miles from home to get our generator.
But I don't
Lesson learned for now on. We travel with our small 2,000 watt generator. This way, at least if the power goes out, we'll have something. But the campground host just came over and said, power is on.
Yes.
And we're actually in the spot that we really wanted, but wasn't showing as available online. So I'll take it. We're going to go ahead and unhook. What are you doing?
Whoa, look at the size of this gator. This is amazing. We're this close to something this big. Hey, I'm Rachel.
And I'm Joe.
And we are
two crazy campers. And after losing a combined weight of more than 200 pounds,
we realized we had so much more energy for activities.
Come along with us as we explore the great outdoors.
And join us on a brand new adventure. And this adventure is going to require some bug spray.
Yes. So the other day we were like, hey, we want to go camping. Didn't really want to go very far, you know, gas prices, just a couple days, let's get away. And so we decided to come over to Big Cypress National Preserve, which is in the middle of the Florida Everglades. We're staying at, I think this is Midway campground.
We're in the middle of nowhere.
There is zilch cell service here. Well, our AT&T router was getting like 1 bar. It took me 15 minutes to open up the Starlink website.
That's a tease.
So yeah, 0 cell service, but you can look around here. There's also nobody here.
Yeah, this is delightful. It's like a campsite all to ourselves.
I think there's like 26 or 27 campsites here. There's 3 people here, including us. So really, really remote, but way open. We're gonna do a 5 things review on here. But it's really exciting because, again, you're just in the middle of nature, and there's a nice lake here with a giant alligator swimming around right now. Like my cow. I like this hat. Just a big cow.
It's just a giant cow.
Why are you smiling?
I'm smiling because I remembered before we got there that I wanted to put on my water shoes, not because of water. Certainly I'm not going to go swimming with any of the alligators that we're going to see at Shark Valley. However, it can get muddy, and I like to even bike ride in my water shoes sometimes here in Florida.
So we are headed over to Shark Valley. I think it's about a 15 or 20 minute ride. So little suggestion, if you were going to come here and you're going to use your phone for navigation, if you don't use your GPS, like I have GPS on the truck, but I never use it. If you're going to use your phone, make sure if you're using something like Starlink that you get directions on your phone before you get in your car.
Because you lose service.
Because we had 0 service for like the last 20 miles coming over here, which means if you go to actually use your phone to find where you're going, you're not going to find it. So we've already got all the directions in our phone on how to get there. So we got here to the park. It was like 15 minutes from the campground.
Really
so
nice. Not
too bad. Straight down road. All you do is follow the signs. You didn't even really need your GPS. Just follow the sign, Everglades National Park. It's like $3 to get in, but you can also get the America the Beautiful Pass. And then it's free to get in. And this thing is $80 for the year. And you only need 1 if you're a couple. So you don't even have to buy each one of yourselves one.
And
but
you're giving back.
Yeah, it pays for the parks. Without this kind of stuff, we don't have parks. So I highly recommend investing in one of those. So they have tram tours and stuff, but we did bring our own bicycles. So I'm going to go ahead and we're going to put our bug spray, bug lotion on, and then we're going to go for a bike ride.
Slathering on the bug repellents. We really like this stuff. It's pretty like super industrial strength.
And it doesn't smell horrible.
It doesn't smell horrible. Not that it matters, because like you don't want to get bit by a bug. So it really doesn't matter how bad it stinks, but it just so happens that this does not stink.
Right by us. How did we get this far off track? No, we can't let the darkness triumph. We gotta find our way back. We're going home.
Normally in the winter months, this entire sidewalk will be lined with alligators sunning themselves. And as you can imagine, that can be daunting because this is pretty narrow. So no wonder the Everglades is known as the river of grass. That's exactly what it looks like, just miles and miles of grass. It really gives you some appreciation for some of the Native Americans that were here making a life in the midst of this heat and all of these mosquitoes and definitely a lot of alligators. And I love having the opportunity to kind of get back to my Florida roots and really just appreciate this state that I was born in, one of 7 generations born in Florida. Instead of disembarking, I have to disembutt from this bike because yes, I'm actually really happy that this next leg, we got to do it on foot because I'm ready to give my tushy a little break.
So when you first take a look at the water, it looks very still, but you've heard us say before, this is a giant river. And so again, it doesn't look like it's moving, but you can see if I put my hand in here, it's actually moving pretty quickly. I mean, that's a nice little current going. You just really can't tell. And the Everglades are only a few feet deep throughout the entire thing. Rachel's stopping because she says she wants to take pictures, but I think she's really stopping because her butt hurts.
My butt does hurt, but I love getting some pictures of all of the little fishies. So as we were passing by, we just saw a gator, stopped to see him, and he popped back down. In the winter months, the gators are lining the sidewalk because it's colder and they're trying to sun themselves. Right now, we're in the summer months, and it's a rainy season, so they can go deeper into the Everglades and still have plenty of water. So they are living their best gator life right now, you know, enjoying the lazy river, but sometimes you'll see them kind of stragglers along the edge here in the water, and I'm hoping that we will stay here long enough to see him pop back up again. Well, we'll just keep biking and maybe we will see another one. We are seeing a lot of alligator gar, which look a lot like needlefish from the top of, you know, the water, but these guys got just like teeth. And if you ever hook one on a line, a fishing line, you know, make sure you've got your gloves, make sure you've got like your hook puller outer, because you don't want to deal with those guys. They've got major teeth. On our way out, he showed up. Super thankful for him to show himself. But yeah, nice sized gator. And as you can see, I mean,
Little bit of a baby.
Yeah, not huge. But like, yeah, right. This is how far you are from...
Rachel's actually standing in the water.
Yeah, which it doesn't take much because here's the sidewalk. Right here. Boom.
So we stopped at the only gas station. It's right outside of Shark Valley Park.
This.
And it's part of the reservation because we had about a half a tank, but I want to make sure we have enough gas. I think we do, but you just never know. For me, it's always better safe than sorry. Of course, they charge more money. It was $5 a gallon, whereas in Miami, it's about $4.30. Who would have thought you would be excited to see like $4.30 a gallon?
I know, right? But...
we're going to head over to the other side of the coast. And we're looking for a general store that's a museum, right?
The Smallwood General Store. I don't know if we'll make it in time before
we're gonna try
today, but we'll try.
Anyway, we were talking to the girl inside. We got a drink, and we were asking her about the internet service. And she said the only thing that works over here is AT&T, and only phone service that they actually block everything out. So when you're here on the reservation, only AT&T phone service. Like we have T-Mobile, so we have no phone service at all. That would explain why I was able to get something with our AT&T router at the campground, but literally it's like one bar. When I did like a speed test, it was like 1 megabit per second. I think we've actually found a place that Rachel isn't interested in looking up on how much does it cost to move here, because we are so remote.
You are so far out into the swamp.
You're like an hour away from Walmart or anything.
So this Smallwood store was built and founded in 1906 on the Chokoloskee Island by C.S. Ted Smallwood, a pioneer in Collier County. The building served as a store, a post office, an Indian trading post, and Ted remained postmaster until his retirement in 1941. His business was with early settlers and Seminole Indians. Road access came to the island in 1955, and the store was placed on the National Register of Historic Places in 1974. Restoration of the store as a museum was started in 1990 by the nonprofit Ted Smallwood's Store Incorporated. Well, I'm super excited to be here. A little bummed we just missed the closing of the museum. We'll have to come back here to Chokoloskee to visit the Smallwood General Store. This is actually a historic site featured in a book called Killing Mr. Watson, about a person who actually lived here in Florida. There were a lot of outlaws. You know, this was the place that, you know, if you were running from the law, especially in another state, once you got to Florida, people stopped looking for you because of all of the treacherous landscape here. It's super hot. There's a lot of, you know, Everglades stuff here. So Mr. Watson would have people work for him, and then he would kill them rather than pay them. So I guess the townspeople got sick of it and finally one day surrounded him right here in the parking lot where we're standing, right in front of the general store. The whole town kind of surrounded Mr. Watson. everybody shot him. So basically everybody was responsible for his death and nobody was singularly responsible for his death. It is a great read, highly recommend it, but it's very neat being here in an actual historical site. This was the general store long ago, and I'm really excited to be here again.
That's a nice sized gator out there.
We ain't playing with no babies out here. Yeah, it's funny. I thought there must be some significantly sized gators out here because they have a lot of signs around this canal that's like, do not even walk your dog here because it will attract them. So usually if they're giving you those type of warnings and not just a picture that's like, oh, watch out for gators, usually means like there's some big boys here.
So it's time for the 5 things review of the Midway campground at Big Cypress National Preserve. Now, if you're new to our channel, we review all campgrounds based on 5 things. We're going to talk about
hospitality, amenities, the campgrounds themselves, stuff to do, and finally, would we recommend it?
So let's start off with number 1. This is going to be really short. Hospitality.
Well, there is none. And it's not a bad thing. There's just nobody here, really.
Yeah, so we actually rolled in. There's nobody to check you in. I do want to say what you're supposed to do is go onto recreation.gov and reserve the campsite, which was pretty simple, especially considering pretty much every spot was open. We did get here, and there's nobody here. There were 2 RVs parked up in the front in what looks like our campground host spots. They're not numbered. There is a sign at one of them says these are for campground hosts. And there was somebody in the back. But other than that, there's no place to check in or anything like that. When we got here, somebody was in our spot. We drove back around. Rachel did knock on the door of the campground house and backed away.
Yes, because you want to, like, observe campsite etiquette. And the gentleman there said, yeah, I can help you out. Just take another spot.
Take any spot you want. So we ended up in site 13, which honestly is the one we wanted because it's like a corner lot with nobody next to you.
Yes.
Not that that really mattered because nobody's here anyway.
Nobody's next to you at all.
Yeah, so hospitality-wise, the people who are here are super nice.
Yeah.
But it's not like there's a whole lot of staff. So number 2, amenities. Amenities refers to the different things that are here at the campground as well as like right outside of here. And also cell service. So let's talk about what is here at the campsite themselves.
Well, again, it's a very remote place and there's not a lot of people and there's not a lot of stuff here. There are some public restrooms, but
no
they
showers.
Don't have any showers. But they were nice and clean. And that's about it.
Yep, there are a couple of pavilions. We're sitting in one right here that go along the lake. There's also a couple up in the front that have barbecue pits if you're just kind of driving across Tamiami Trail and want to stop for a picnic. So you have that kind of stuff. Now, as far as the rest of the amenities around here, we again are in the middle of the state coming across Tamiami Trail. There is nothing for about 20 miles. So when you're heading over here, fill up with gas before you head on to Tamiami Trail. There is one gas station, and they charge significantly more money for gas than you're going to pay in Miami, because they can. But there's no grocery stores, anything like that, so you need to bring all of your stuff with you. The other thing we like to talk about in amenity is internet and cell service. Again, there is none.
Right.
We actually talked to somebody at the one gas station, which is about 15 miles down the road, and she said that, yeah, they do block out all internet if you're here on the reservation, which we are like right on part of the reservation. And so the only thing that you can get is a little bit of AT&T.
Just a touch.
We have T-Mobile. We had nothing. Now, we did get here. We put up our WeBoost, and I wanted to show you what kind of service we got. With the WeBoost on the AT&T router, which is through Cricket, we were getting 1.34 megabits per second download speed, so pretty much nothing, and like a half a megabit upload. So that, and again, that is with the WeBoost. It was actually 0.15 upload. With Verizon, we had absolutely no service at all, even with the WeBoost. So that is not going to work. And then with T-Mobile, using the WeBoost, not on our phone. I was able to get about 2 megabits per second download speed, but it was really, really, really spotty. And again, it did not work on the phone. The only way you're going to get cell service is if you can somehow magically get internet, but pretty much count on nothing. Now, with the Starlink, we had great internet.
Hello, Starlink.
So if you have Starlink for RVs or a home Starlink with the portability, what we were getting was anywhere between 175 and 300 megabits per download.
Wow.
And this morning when I measured it, we were getting 15 upload. So we had great service even on our phone. We were able to make phone calls through the internet using our phone.
Live stream.
We live streamed for our ARCADIA channel. So super happy that we had the Starlink. And the one thing I will say with Starlink is if you stay on the one side of the campground, which is 1 through 13, there's no overhead trees at all. So you could put it up on the roof of your RV, or you can just put it on the grass. We actually had it on the roof of our RV, and then we started getting a little bit of a windstorm because I don't have a pole yet. We pulled it down, I just sat it on the grass, and we were still getting great service. Over on the other side, though, you can see on the other side of the lake behind us, after you get past, like, I think it's campsite 16, there's a lot of overhead trees. So if you're looking to come here with Starlink, I would look for like 1 through 15, 1 through 16.
Yeah.
Other than that, you may not be able to use your Starlink that well. Number 3, campsites themselves.
Yeah, so the campsites are nice and tidy, and not a lot of cover over them. They've been mowed and taken care of really well. You pretty much have like a fire ring and a picnic bench.
And there's a little patio for your picnic bench.
Yeah, and we are on like a paved site, which I really enjoy as far as cleaning wise, because you're not getting a bunch of like dust and dirt and stuff and the little pebbles in your rig.
So there's nice grass patches between, not a bunch of those stickums. Rachel likes to call them hitchhikers.
Yes.
So you don't have a lot of that kind of stuff. Like she said, all of the sites are paved, but they are not super level. So you're going to have to use your leveling blocks to level them. They seem to be pitched from the back is higher than the front, so you're going to have to elevate yourself just a little bit.
That's probably for runoff.
We also had to go a couple blocks on one side to bring them up. All of the sites do have electric, and they all pretty much are the same depth. There's nothing that really tells you how deep they are, but I can tell you we've got Eleanor backed in, which is 30 feet to the tongue and the truck, and we're only sticking out about, 3 feet, and I don't even have it backed up all the way.
Yeah.
So you've got a pretty decent length on them, but let's go ahead and just roll the site-by-site tour for you.
Watch the ocean kiss the moon. Run away with me, where the morning paints the scene. We're the fire, we're the glow. We found love, we won't let go.
So as you can see, this is a beautiful campground, but just a reminder, there's no water and there's no sewer hookup, but thankfully they do have a dump station here and they have a potable water station.
Yeah, so again, our advice is going to be travel with maybe a quarter of a tank of fresh water, and then when you get here, you can fill up at the potable water station right here in the campground, which is what we did, or you can stop at one of the gas stations as part of the village and fill up there. So number 4, stuff to do.
Here at the campsite, not much.
Not much. This is another quick one. There's really nothing to do here other than bird watch, relax, enjoy yourself, watch alligators, and you can also take your chance at fishing here in the middle of the lake.
But I wouldn't swim and I wouldn't kayak.
Yeah. Now, outside of the campground, still not a whole lot. This is not camping in Orlando, and there's something every 5 miles. The closest thing is going to be Shark Valley, which is about 19 miles back across the other way.
Yeah, there you can go on hikes, you can ride your bikes. They have bikes available for rental there. There is a tram tour about the Everglades. There's an observation tower to enjoy. And we really had a lot of fun just spending the whole day outdoors exploring Shark Valley, which is inside Everglades National Park.
And it does take about 2 hours to bike yourself all the way around it. Now, you can head the other way over to the west coast of Florida, where you're actually going to be in part of the Gulf Coast. There is the Smallwood Museum.
Chokoloskee.
You can also go paddleboarding and kayaking over there, but again, you're looking at about 20 to 25 miles to head over that way. And also, you're about, I think it's about 30, 35 miles away from the Miccosukee Indian Gaming. So there's not a whole lot of, like, stuff to do, like, as far as playgrounds and things like that, but if you're just looking to get away and camp and relax, maybe explore the Everglades a little bit, that's what this place is for. Which brings us to number 5. Would we recommend staying here at Midway Campground as part of Big Cypress National Preserve?
Well, here's the first thing. This place is close to us. If you are or anywhere local, if you live in Florida, this is a great getaway because, I mean, it only took us like an hour and a half as weekend warriors to get to this place. And for it to be so quiet and peaceful, I really think that is so refreshing. That's one thing that's really great about camping.
A couple of things that we forgot to mention. There are 3 campgrounds here at Big Cypress National Preserve. The other 2 do not have electric. They have RV spaces, but there is no electric. They're also closed from April until August. So one of them we were able to kind of drive around and get some footage of it, but the other one, the gate was locked, so you couldn't even get in there. There are a couple other ones, but if you're going to ask me, which one should you stay at? If you can, stay here. If you wanted to stay at the other ones, I would stay at the other ones during the winter.
Yeah.
Because during the winter, at least, it would be, you know, a little bit cooler. You won't have as many mosquitoes because they do have quiet hours where you can't run your generator and something like that. That is the other thing I do want to say. I would absolutely recommend it. If you want a getaway place, get in touch with nature, peace and quiet.
Yes.
You just want to bring the family out, have them disconnect, maybe have them like with no social media. This is the place to come. But again, be aware, you are in the middle of the Everglades. There is a lot of wildlife. There are gators. Definitely, I would not bring your dog if at all possible. If you are going to bring your dog, keep her very close to your RV or inside of the RV. Do not allow them to wander around the lake. There are panthers here and also lots of mosquitoes.
Yes, which is probably why some of the other campsites just go ahead and close up for this time of the year, because we are in the rainy season and totally in mosquito season. So if you're going to come here, you want to wear protective clothing. You are going to be susceptible to sunburns. You're going to get a lot of sun, a lot of open sun here, especially if you tour the Everglades area. So make sure you bring your hats and your protective sun clothing, and you definitely want to have a good insect repellent that
I will
you can
give
trust.
a shout out to the one that we use. It's the Pickardin.
The Sawyer brands.
Because we didn't get any mosquito bites. And I was actually riding around on our scooter, And we neither one of us got any mosquito bites, so I will take that because I was getting hit in the face with them. I saw people swatting at them, and they never bothered us at all. So I would definitely bring your mosquito repellent. We're not really advocates of putting lots of things on our skin, but when we're camping here, I'm definitely wearing that stuff.
Right.
And that's the other thing is, bring your bicycles, because you can bring your bicycles down to Shark Valley. You can ride around in the campground. You can go up and down Tamiami Trail, but I would definitely not let your kids do it because it is a one-lane road in each direction, and you worry about, the kids with cars and stuff like that. But if you just want them to ride around in the circle here, it's super quiet and there's not a lot of people here. But that's going to be our 5 things review of the Midway campground at Big Cypress National Preserve. Let us know down in the comment section, have you been here? What other great campgrounds in South Florida or in Florida in general have you visited us? Let us know so we can head off to those. Now, we ask you, please do us a favor. Hit the like button on this video. It really does help build the channel, but it also lets us know what kind of content you guys are looking to see.
Also, don't forget to hit the little bell button, and that way every single time we upload a new video, you'll be alerted to it.
Till next time,
Happy camping!